Hey friends, my name is Gabby. I've been a wedding planner for over 12 years, and on this channel, I share the real ups and downs of building and running a wedding planning business. And today, I'm taking you along to Venice, Italy, where my husband and I were on a trip in July. And I'm going to take you on a full site tour of the iconic Gritti Palace, which is one of the most historic intimate wedding venues in the city. But first, I want to talk about something that's actually really practical and maybe a hot tip for some of you. Full disclosure, this isn't legal or tax advice, but as a wedding planner, you are running a business. And that means when you travel to international places, you should make a point to tour venues, meet vendors, create content, and honestly start planning out future weddings. It's not just a vacation, it can legitimately be part of your professional work. And the beauty of this is you might be able to write off some portions of your trip. Now, of course, talk to your legal tax professional and make sure that that is aligned with what you do. But for me, some of these accommodations and meals are totally comped and part of my business plan. So I think the key to all of this is making sure, of course, that you're documenting the clear business purpose of the trip, like things like planning meetings, venue scouting, content creation, all that has counted for me at least. But of course, check with your accountant, make sure that you're doing it correctly. Okay, we've been in the Gritti Palace here for a few seconds, and I want to make sure I take you around this amazing venue. So the Gritti Palace sits right on the Grand Canal in the heart of Venice. And if you don't know anything about Venice, it is basically a city with no roads. It only has canals, like it's water, and you have to take boats everywhere, which is a really incredible and very unique experience. So the building itself dates back to the 1400s. It was originally the private residence of the Pisani family and later became the home to the Doge of Venice, Andrea Gritti, in the 1500s. So for your couples, especially if you're working with those who love history or art, or honestly just like want an incredible view of Venice, this kind of place really creates that experience. What a unique wedding experience you would get to have. So it was converted into a hotel actually in the late 1800s, and it hosts some very high profile guests over the years. So it hosted Ernest Hemingway, Sophia Loren. And so you're really not just stepping into a venue, you're stepping into a piece of history, truly. From a planner's perspective, I arrived here by water taxi and it was an absolute wild experience. You can have your guests get dropped off directly at their private dock. That's where you saw there was also a beautiful dining patio. People were having aperitivo, they were having lunch. You can have brunch or breakfast on there and literally just watch the comings and goings of the city of Venice. Inside the Gritti Palace, it feels like you've really stepped into another time. A lot of the original architectural details have been preserved, so you'll see some carved ceilings, Murano glass chandeliers, antique furnishings. It was renovated fairly recently, like around 2013, and they did a really great job of maintaining the historical charm, but also modernizing it and creating that kind of modern luxury. From a wedding planner's lens, I'm looking at a few things when I do walkthroughs. Where can portraits happen, right? Like my photographer is going to want to know, what do we have access to? Where can we go? What's the light like? How does the light hit these spaces like during different parts of the day? So I may want to encourage couples to have an earlier or later ceremony time based on where the light is going to be inside of the hotel. More importantly for me is, what's the guest flow going to be like? Now, this is an old hotel, of course, so we have very small elevators and a few staircases. So are we bringing people around by elevator? Are they going to go up the stairs? What if they're in ball gowns and high heels? We want to make sure we're accounting for a lot of that extra time for people to flow to and from these locations. Now, you saw there was a terrace. We were up on a terrace earlier that was overlooking the Grand Canal. It's a incredible venue space. You do have to rent the suite that's attached to it, I believe for a minimum of 2 nights, but then you get access to that terrace on top. So I believe you can have about 30 guests. It would be incredibly special to do that. You get the water views. You can see the gondolas go by. You've got iconic Venetian landmarks in the background. That's well worth it. A quick note, like I mentioned, spaces like this do require somewhat of a buyout minimum. So like I said, you do have to spend 2 nights and renting the suite that's attached to that upper patio terrace space. And you do also have to remember that there are probably other guests staying at the hotel unless you truly are buying out the hotel, which is unlikely for most of us. But in the case that you are wanting to get the suite without buying out the hotel, you do have to keep in mind some noise ordinances. Also keeping in mind backup plans for rain or high tide, which does happen. Now they have taken some precautions to, I believe, raise some spaces so that there's not as much flooding as there used to be in the past. So that's not as much as a concern nowadays. Another thing that I always pay attention to, especially with international venues, is how vendor coordination works. So are they open to bringing in your preferred team? Do they have in-house catering in this case? Yes. What about audio needs? Music, speeches outside, that's kind of things that I do like to ask about as I'm touring. At the end, you can see that we were actually treated to an amazing aperitivo on their kind of deck space area on their lower terrace. And it was amazing. My husband and I got to enjoy some snacks, some drinks, and just got to watch the comings and goings of Venice. You can see that they had a falcon. It is the way that they keep pigeons off of their patio. And so this falcon just hangs out, and then every so often she'll have him fly up and he'll go and do his job, just shooing the pigeons away. I've never seen him eat a pigeon, but maybe, I don't know. You guys, I just think like tours like this is so worth it. We also stayed 2 nights. Now this wasn't comped, but I did use some Marriott Bonvoy points to stay 2 nights at the Gritti Palace, which was an absolute treat at the end of our 2-week Italy trip. If you're curious about that credit card, I will link it in the description below. It's essentially my business credit card. So I put all my business expenses on it. And at the end of the year, I've accumulated so many points that I'm able to treat ourselves to fun places like this. Well, I hope you enjoyed coming with me on the tour of the Gritti Palace in Venice, Italy. I would love to know what some of your dream venues are to tour, whether internationally or here in the US or anywhere else. And as always, feel free to send me a comment or a message on other video topics you'd like to see coming up. And I will see you next week. Bye.